To commemorate the Blue Fuzzball's 25th anniversary, 2 new titles were announced on July 22nd, 2016, as you know of the Sonic Anniversary stream, Sonic Mania and Project Sonic 2017. And I stuck the information of those games like glue, if you couldn't already tell from my channel.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes. Yes.
Oh god.
Generations.
Many people were very confused as to what Project Sonic 2017 actually was, considering the fact that Classic Sonic would actually be a part of the game. But rest assured, Iizuka-san cleared up that one major concern.
Mania is not Project 2017 that you talked about at the Joyful's party. So we're getting Mania and something else.
From me, this is not sequel. It will be a brand new experience.
After that stream, news became very scarce until March 16th, 2017 at South by Southwest, where we finally saw a teaser of the game in full swing with the Hedgehog Engine 2 in use, an instrumental fist bump, and the title of the game being dropped on us, Sonic Forces. And from there, the wait for this new action-adventure 3D Sonic title didn't feel so long. And now with it being November 7th, or at least past November 7th by the time you're watching this, Sonic Forces has released and it's time for us to look at it. Now, with this actually being a Sonic game with story, we need to do a little synopsis on the 25th anniversary's first title, Sonic Mania, a very fun and speedy 2D style Sonic game that is a blast from the past that actually serves as a prequel for Sonic Forces. Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles stumble upon Eggman and a few of his robo-lackeys at Angel Island, finding and using a new power source known as the Phantom Ruby. Once activated, those lackeys transform into the hard-boiled heavies, and it is best for you to remember that detail. Now it is up to Sonic & Co. to not only stop the evil Eggman, but to also travel through stages old and new in order to defeat them. The final battle, once you have all the Chaos Emeralds, is between Sonic, but also between Eggman and the Heavy King, who are now fighting for control of the Phantom Ruby. Once both are defeated, the Phantom Ruby and the Chaos Emerald cause a reaction, sending both Sonic and the Ruby itself into a different dimension. And this is where the story takes a dive into Sonic Forces, which is Sonic Forces prequel comics released on the actual official Twitter. The gem transports itself to our Eggman's base, Modern Eggman, while he is also attacked by a squad of jackals. Their boss clashes with the Ruby and sees the world he truly desires, which also ends up being the same kind of world Eggman desires. Realizing this, the two join forces and are now starting the Eggman Empire. From then on, we continue with episode Shadow and the comic Looming Shadow. A few months prior to the events of the comic, Shadow heads into Eggman's facility in Mystic Jungle and encounters the leader of the Jackal Squad and beats him pretty good while also calling him weak. This sets the Jackal into a fit of rage and gets the idea to wear a mask and use the power of the Phantom Ruby, dawning upon him the new name, Infinite. Did you get all that? Cause we're still not done yet. Once Eggman tries to stabilize the newfound powers of Infinite, Omega, yes, Omega, with the help of Rouge, infiltrates another of Eggman's bases within Lost Valley. However, Infinite takes care of Omega, and as Shadow goes through enemy territory in the city to catch up, Infinite takes care of Shadow as well by sending him through virtual reality, a strange area of Green Hell that isn't making much sense to him. After this, we dawn upon Knuckles at Angel Island doing his job for once, but also with Silver making a return to warn him of danger. However, the danger is Chaos, who has out of nowhere returned, defeats 2 and then runs off. This ends the prequels and actually heads into the game. Starting off with Sonic heading towards the city and stopping Eggman, he is quickly shown up by Infinite and a group of villains, Shadow, Zavik, Metal Sonic, and Chaos. Yes, I said Shadow. Although doing his darnest to fight back, Sonic is overwhelmed, defeated, and then taken to space on the Death Egg as a prisoner on the verge of death. However, this is where Buddy, your avatar, comes in. By accessing a shuttle through Spaceport and Chemical Plant, you head towards the Death Egg to rescue Sonic while he is also on his way out after defeating Zavik, who just fades out of existence. Okay. Meeting up with Sonic, you two head back to the Resistance that is being led by Knuckles. Sonic encounters Infinite once again in Mystic Jungle, defeats him only momentarily, and then heads back with Silver to the Resistance. However, as you're making your way back, a familiar face appears, and it's Mania Sonic. For this, I'll be calling him Mania Sonic because, you know, Classic Sonic we knew from Generations, and this is actually Mania Sonic who's from Sonic Mania. You got that? The portal from Sonic Mania sent him to us, and at the moment where Tails is trying to help repair a broken down Omega. The two work together in order to find Sonic, our Sonic, modern Sonic, but instead run into Eggman, learning that in 3 short days, them and the Resistance will all be destroyed. Shortly afterwards, the two meet up with you after you made your way through Mystic Jungle's Aqua Road and found the Phantom Ruby prototype that Infinite dropped during an earlier fight with Silver. Heading back to the Resistance base, everyone is now together and the two Sonics share a little moment.
Look, I'm perfectly fine. It's been generations since I've seen you. You okay?
Sonic then makes his way through Sunset Heights to face off against Shadow again, but is interrupted by Shadow? Yes, the first time we saw Shadow fight Sonic wasn't actually the real Shadow. It was in fact a fake created by the Phantom Ruby. This is where we learned that the Phantom Ruby can create projections that may be fake but are also real in the way that they have physical forms. Anyways, from that point on, Sonic, Mania Sonic, and you must make your way through Eggman and Infinite's forces in order to defeat them, but it does take a lot as you have to deal with Metal Sonic, another fight with Infinite, and at one point even escape from Null Space. With the Resistance all together now and ready to fight Eggman and Infinite, they pull through until Infinite decides to finish it all by dropping a sun on them. Yes, the sun. This is where we learn more on the Phantom Ruby. As the character is the only person with one, Tails informs us that the Phantom Ruby works based upon the desires of the person who activated it, and only them. Remember the hard-boiled head from Mania? That was because it was Eggman's desire. All those clones you had to fight off, Eggman's entire army, that was all built from the use of the Phantom Ruby, and now, with the use of your own, you counter Infinite's sun and erase it. Afterwards, Sonic and you take on Infinite and defeat him for good, but he does kinda just disappear out of nowhere. The final battle with Eggman arises, and if you thought all the Phantom Rubies were gone, you are actually mistaken, as he was competent enough to keep an extra power source within a final defect robot. However, that isn't enough to stop our 3 heroes and defeat the evil Doctor. Once everything is done, Mania Sonic fades back to his own dimension, the Resistance works together to fix the mess the Doctor left, Sonic runs off to his next journey, and you head off into the sunset. Well, that was a lot to go through, but there is still more to talk about. When it comes to the meat of any game, we have the gameplay to talk about. It's your run-of-the-mill Sonic and Classic Sonic games if you play Generations. Classic focuses on 2D platforming, and Modern focuses on high-speed action by using your boost to blast through enemies and sections, a homing attack to home in, and combo chains of enemies and speed towards springs, and you also have your stomp to drop down faster. And if you play as Shadow, yes, you can actually play as Shadow outside of Episode Shadow, you can do the same. With the avatar, you can create and customize a character, giving it different outfits and Wispons. Each Wispon has different abilities, with or without a Wisp. You can do the same. On its own, the Wispons can take out and destroy enemies, while some, such as the Drill or Lightning, can also send you forward. With Wisp, the Wispons can send you to greater heights and through different pathways of levels. The level design throughout this game is very competent, and the fact that it has various sections where you're just boosting as well as smashing through enemies. When it comes to Modern, you will need to slow down at times in order to platform and time jumps very carefully. Shadow specific stages are the same way, but with a lot more obstacles to throw you off. Classic truly does emphasize on platforming, but also gives you other areas to navigate for red rings, but also to get to the goal as fast as possible. Avatar stages are a combination of the two, but with a greater emphasis on exploration thanks to some of the Wispons leading you to paths that others just don't. But with every game, and especially Sonic, there are minor and major gripes I have with the gameplay. No game is perfect. Although Sonic is about going fast, I do feel as if my grip on him is lost a bit. When I boost, it is harder to maintain directional influence, and although you can use the quick step with the L and R buttons, Sonic tends to move in less straight of a path when done. It isn't very often, but in Zavok's boss fight specifically, I felt as if my homing attack just wouldn't work or lock onto enemies. However, that would only happen if I was too close to an enemy or multiple enemies. Shadow has the same issues, but it also does feel like he accelerates a lot faster than Sonic does. With the Avatar, the only real issue that is different is how much you accelerate using certain Wispons like Lightning. There are certain Wispons, however, with extra abilities such as stopping on a dime, shields, or rings, so that actually does help with that problem. However, Classic Sonic is by far the weirdest part of this game. Not only does it feel detached from the story, but he also feels a bit detached in certain parts of his physics. The drop dash from Mania returns and allows Sonic to go from standing still to an instant burst of speed while pressing A in the air. However, it does feel a lot powerful than a spin dash, whereas in Sonic Mania it was reversed. With the drop dash added, I do wish there weren't as many speed boosts. One more issue with Classic Sonic is his momentum in the air. It really does feel like when I go off ramps or when I'm sent into the air thanks to a speed booster, influence on Classic's movement in the air tightens by a lot. If this weren't the case, Classic would be a lot more fun to play than he already is. Additionally, there was a spike in difficulty towards the end game where you're required to be a lot more precise, or you're actually more encouraged to slow down. Although Sonic is about going fast, it is an understandable way to make the player actually think and have to react either on the fly or simply just have some patience. My first time around in Null Space definitely took some tries, but when you return to these stages, there definitely is newfound understanding of what you should do in order to get to the goal in the fastest time possible, especially if you're playing as the avatar, considering the fact that you can go through different pathways. The music is absolutely fantastic, with vocal tracks such as Aqua Road, Guardian Rock, and Fist Bump, but it also does include other great tracks such as Sunset Heights, Versus Metal Sonic, Death Egg, and Iron Fortress. Strange enough, Ghost Town sounds a lot like Diamond in the Sky from Sonic R. There are some tracks that I'm not very fond of, but there's more good than bad. It's beautiful to look at with areas like Mystic Jungle and Metropolis, and even the cutscenes just keep me imagining what the Sonic movie is actually going to look like. The presentation of the UI is very stylish while also easy to navigate through, and with details of a patch adding Super Sonic into the game, there may be possible future DLC for this game to look forward to. However, we don't know that as of now, so I can only say I hope. Hopefully the next mainline title is just as fun, while also cleaning up the mistakes. Who knows, maybe we'll see the Avatar again. But as of now, Sonic Forces is a great title, and I personally think that you should play it. However, it isn't devoid of any mistakes, so please be cautious. Hey guys, PhantomZ2 here, and I would just like to say before this video ends that I actually did not record the gameplay for this video. It was my friend PK Wonder, also you guys know him from my past videos, Chris. He actually helped me with recording the footage from his Nintendo Switch, so I do have to give him a very big thank you, because that's most of the footage that I'm using. However, there also is another person I have to thank, Maximum Googie, or just Googie, who also recorded his perfect run of Null Space for me. You can find that video in the description below, and I'll also link to his Twitch so you can go watch him stream. I occasionally watch him stream. He plays Pokemon. I believe he's on a bit of a hiatus from Destiny 2, but he does like that game. And he also is planning to do some Pokemon in the near future, so definitely check him out. Did I already say Pokemon? He does Splatoon 2 though, I know that, so hey. If you like that type of content, definitely go check them out. And if you want to see more videos from me, you can check out my old videos, and I do still plan on doing my Sonic Mania review. I want to do that because, I mean, I already talked about Sonic Mania a bit in here, but I do have a lot of love towards Sonic Mania, and I definitely do want to talk about that game. So, and I mean, I'm still going to be doing streams for it. That will be returning soon. I'm not exactly sure when, because I'm still figuring out how I want to go about streaming, or if I'm even comfortable with still doing it. But hey, we all have our own things to worry about. So I'm PhantomZ2, and I'll definitely see you guys later.